This is for you, Phoebe. I'm recording it for her. Okay, so I'm going to drop my parentheses. So I have 2x squared minus 2x plus 6 plus 11x cubed minus x squared minus 2 plus 5x. So again, I can only combine terms that have the same degree. So what is going to be my highest degree? 3. Okay, so I'm going to take my 11x cubed term. That's going to go out in front. And that's the only one I have that's cubed, right? So now I'm going to cross that off. Well, then what? Your degree 2 terms, and you have 2x squared and negative x squared, which is going to combine and give you what? X squared. So cross those off. Then what term? X, I have 5x and negative 2x. So that's 3x. Cross those off. And then I have my x to the 0 terms, or just my constants, which is negative 2 and positive 6. 4. Okay, so what would be my degree? And my leading coefficient? Great. Questions on number 3? Okay, number 4 is a little bit different just because you're subtracting. What do I need to do when I'm subtracting an entire polynomial? Distribute the negative. So you guys help me rewrite this. I have x squared minus 8, and then what? Awesome. Okay, so you just need to make sure that you distribute that negative all the way through. And what is my highest degree term? Negative 3x cubed. So I'm going to take that, cross that off. Then what? You have x squared and negative 9x squared. So that's going to be very good. Then what? Very good. Okay, so you don't have to like color code, cross off, do all this stuff that I'm doing up here if you don't want to. Okay, it just helps keep it organized. What's your degree? Ooh, I forgot to write the cubed. 3. And your leading coefficient? Negative 3. Questions on number 4? Okay, number 5 just shows you a different way they can write the sum of two polynomials. So maybe it's in function notation when it says just f of x plus g of x. So all you're doing is substituting in for f of x, substituting in for g of x, and adding them together. So if I were to rewrite this, I have 5x to the 4th plus x squared. Okay, and then I have plus 7 plus 9x squared minus 2x to the 4th plus x cubed. So all I did was combine those two polynomials. I could have it in parentheses if I wanted. I just went ahead and dropped my parentheses because I'm just adding. Okay, what is going to be my highest degree? 4. So I have 5x to the 4th and negative 2x to the 4th. What is that going to give me? Okay, cross those off. Then what? X cubed. Then what? Okay, because we have x squared and 9x squared, so that's going to give us 10x squared. And last but not least, plus 7. Okay, what is my degree? 4. And my leading coefficient? 3. Questions on number 5? Alright, 6 can get a little tricky just if you don't pay attention to the order of which you need to do this. But if it says to find the difference of 12x squared plus x and 6 minus 9x squared plus x to the 7th minus 8x, when I write that, which polynomial goes first? Yeah, so you just write it in the order that it says. So it's going to be 12x squared plus x minus 6 minus 9x squared plus x to the 7th minus 8x. So I'm taking my first polynomial, subtract my second polynomial. Okay, so when it says to find the difference, you're just writing it in the order that you see it. Okay, when I rewrite this, you guys help me out. I have 12x squared plus x. Then what? Minus 6 plus 9x squared minus x to the 7th plus 8x. Alright, so starting highest to lowest, what's my highest term? Okay, negative x to the 7th, so kill that one off. Then what? Your x squared, so you have 12x squared and 9x squared. Okay, then what? So your x terms, so you have x and 8x to give you 9x. And then minus 6. So what is your degree? 7. Leading coefficient? Very good. Questions? Alright, the next few I'm going to do on notebook paper. You guys should have room, but don't write super big. Okay, anytime you have a product of polynomials that aren't just binomials, which means they have more than 2 terms, okay, make sure that you use the box method just to limit mistakes, okay. So for number 7, I'm taking the product of these 2 polynomials, okay. So I'm going to have a large box because I have 3 terms here and 4 here, so I'm going to have a 3 by 4 box.
Can you simplify before I go?
What do you mean?
Like that first one, where you don't want to?
How are you going to simplify that? Huh?
Do that?
Just do what?
Like, are you not allowed to divide by 2 on all of these?
Don't do that yet. Yeah, no, not yet. If we were factoring, yes. Okay, so I'm going to fill in my terms. I have 2x squared minus 2x plus 6, 11x cubed minus x squared minus 2 plus 5x. Alright, so I need to fill in this box with all the values. Okay, when you multiply exponents, what do you do to their powers? Add them. Okay, they do not get multiplied. You add your exponents. Okay, so 11x cubed times 2x squared is going to give you what? 22x to the power of 5. Okay, I'm just going to go, do y'all want to go across or down first? Down? Okay. 11x cubed times negative 2x. Negative 22x to the 4th. 11x cubed times 6. Very good. Okay, so that's our first column. Okay, second column, 2x squared times negative x squared. Negative 2x to the 4th. Negative 2x times negative x squared. Six times negative x squared. Okay. Next column, 2x squared times negative 2. Very good. Negative 2x times negative 2. Not negative 4x. And negative 2 times 6. Okay, last column, 5x times 2x squared. Awesome. 5x times negative 2x. I hope more people know these answers. 5x times 6. Alright. we'll finish the box. Okay, the reason why we're doing the box is just because if you FOIL, okay, the more likely you are to make a mistake. So this kind of keeps it somewhat organized. What is the highest degree that we have? To the fifth. So I have 22x to the fifth, and there's no other x to the fifth terms. Okay, what's next? The fourth. I have negative 2x to the fourth, negative 22x to the fourth. Very good. Okay, then what? X to the third. I have 66x to the third, 2x to the third, and 10x to the third. What is it? 78. Yeah, you got to search around your box and make sure that you get them all. Okay, then what? So I have negative 6x squared, negative 4x squared, and negative 10x squared. Okay, and then I have my x terms.
34x.
Very good. And of course I'm going to run out of room on the last term, which is negative 12. So 22x to the fifth minus 24x to the fourth plus 78x cubed minus 20x squared plus 34x minus 12. Okay, so super long. And unfortunately, if you mess up one term, you get the whole thing wrong. Okay, so you've got to be super careful and cautious with your negatives. Because all it takes is messing up one sign, and then you'll get the whole thing wrong. Okay, so on these problems, triple check your work. Okay. Questions on number 7. Okay, you guys do number 8 then. It's finding the product of x squared minus 8 and 3x cubed plus 6x minus 4 plus 9x squared. So obviously you need to know that product means to multiply. Okay, this time your box is going to be a 2 by 4. And so go ahead and do number 8. Except for you have 2 by 4. what did you guys get when you combine all your like terms? Highest term is what?
3x to the 5th.
3x to the 5th. Then what do you have? 9x to the 4th. Then what? Negative 18x cubed. Then what? Negative 76x squared. Then what? And last but not least, awesome. Any questions on the box method and combining polynomials?
Oh, then we need to do the degree.
Oh, yeah. The degree would be 5, and the leading coefficient 3. Questions? Alright, the next one then said to add 4x cubed plus 2x squared minus 9x plus 10 to that polynomial. Okay, what are we going to have to do in that second polynomial? Distribute. Okay, you don't have to do a box method for this because you're just distributing one term. Okay, so I know I'm going to have 4x cubed plus 2x squared minus 9x plus 10 plus 3x squared, and now here's where I need to distribute. Okay, when I multiply negative 4x squared times x, what is that going to give me?
Negative 4x cubed.
Negative 4x cubed, and then I have negative 4x squared times negative 5. Positive 20x squared. Okay, because it's a negative 4x squared times a negative 5. Okay, and then you're just doing the same thing.
Why wouldn't you, like, spoil? Like, you, like, I don't know why, but, like, I see it as, like, the 3x.
Because that's not in parentheses.
Okay.
Good question. Okay, so what's my highest degree term here? The third, but I have 4x cubed and negative 4x cubed. So those cancel. Okay, then what term? X squared term, so I have 2x squared and 20x squared and 3x squared. Very good. And then the rest should be easy. Minus 9x plus 10. So my degree is, and leading coefficient. Questions? Alright, number 10. Subtract 12x squared plus x from 6 minus 9x times negative 8x plus 4. How is this one going to look? The second one minus the first one, because I'm taking this from this. Okay, so I have 6 minus 9x minus 8x plus 4. Subtract 12x squared plus x. Okay, so that's what that would look like if I wrote it out. Okay, so let's distribute this here. So we have 6, what's a negative 9x times negative 8x? Positive 72x squared. And then a negative 9x times positive 4. Very good. Okay, now I need to subtract this second polynomial. So what two terms am I going to have?
Wait, isn't it minus 12x?
Minus 12x squared. And then what? Minus x. Okay, now we're combining our like terms. What's our highest degree? X squared. So 72x squared minus 12x squared. Okay, then what? x's, so negative 36x minus x, and last but not least, plus 6. Okay, degree, leading coefficient, awesome. Okay, so in the subtraction ones is what you need to pay close attention to because it can be written in all different ways. We saw it 3 different ways. We saw it just written out already for us. We saw it asking us to take the difference when we took the first minus the second. And then we saw subtract something from something else. Okay, so those are 3 different ways that they could present a subtraction problem. Okay, same thing with finding the sum. You could be asked to literally find the sum, like in number 3, or it could be find the sum in function notation. Okay, hopefully we can distinguish between the two. And then box method for finding the product, you always want to do it if you have more than 2 terms. Okay, so if you have 2 polynomials, you want to use the box method.
How is it different if the function notation or matrix? Aren't they the same thing?
What do you mean?
Like, it's just adding them, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that they could ask you in 2 different ways.
Oh, okay.
So you just need to know what you're doing, whether you see this or whether you see that.
Okay.
It's the same thing, but expressed 2 different ways, just like the 3 different subtraction problems. Questions? Alright, on the back, you have 2 really important application problems. You will see these on your test, okay? So the first one being writing the equations of each line and then multiplying all of them together to write something in standard form, so the product of all the functions. Okay, so your first task that I'm giving you is to write the equation of these 4 lines, and I'm going to name them A, B, C, and D so that we can all have the same list here. Okay, so write the equation for line A, line B, line C, and line D. So throw it back to good old Algebra 1, writing the equation of lines. Find your y-intercept, find your slope. Alright, what is the equation for line A? Negative 2x plus 2. Very good. B? C? And D? Very good. Okay, so that is, like I said, good old Algebra 1, writing the equation of lines. So, for a problem like this would be the first place that you can make a mistake and throw off all the rest of your work. Okay, so make sure that we can write equations of lines. If you need a refresh, make sure you come in for tutorials on how to write an equation. Okay, so now we're looking to find the product of the functions shown. So essentially, we are multiplying all four of these together. So we're going to have negative 2x plus 2 times 2x plus 3 times 2x minus 6 times 1/2 x minus 4. Okay, if you want to do the box method 3 times, you can. Okay, or you could FOIL these two terms and get a polynomial, and then FOIL these two terms and get a polynomial. And that's what I would recommend. Okay, so if we FOIL the left two terms, ignore these right ones for now. Okay, if we FOIL these left two binomials, you have negative 2x times 2x, which is going to give you what? Negative 4x squared. Okay, negative 2x times 3. 2 times 2x. And 2 times 3. Okay, I'll come back to that. Let's FOIL now the second two binomials. What is 2x times 1/2 x? Squared. 2x times negative 4. Negative 6 times 1/2 x. And negative 6 times negative 4. Okay. So now I'm going to combine like terms, just my middle terms. So I have negative 4x squared minus 2x plus 6 and x squared minus 11x plus 24. Do we agree? Okay. So now I have two polynomials, and I can just do the box method one time versus doing it 4 times or 3 times. Okay. So I'm going to go over to my notebook paper and do the box method here. Okay, I have negative 4x squared, negative 2x, a positive 6, x squared minus 11x plus 24. I'll give you a second to set up your box. Alright, let's start filling this in. Okay, I have negative 4x squared times x squared. Very good, and let's go down. So negative 4x squared times negative 11x. Awesome. Keep going. Negative 4x squared times 24. Negative 96x squared. Okay, next row, negative 2x times x squared. Negative 2x times negative 11x. Negative 2x times 24. Awesome. And last row, 6 times x squared. 6 times negative 11x. 6 times 24. 144. Okay, the beauty about these is as long as you have your polynomials up at the top in standard form, when you multiply, it's always going to be the diagonals are all going to have the same degree. Okay, if you don't have it in standard form, that's when you have values everywhere. Okay, so you can always rearrange your polynomial and put it in standard form before you do the box to help you align your terms. Okay, so the top one's always going to be your highest degree, so negative 4x to the 4th. Okay, then I have these two, 44x cubed and negative 2x cubed. Okay, and then I have my next diagonal of x squared, negative 96, x squared, 22x squared, and 6x squared. Negative 68x squared. Okay, then I have negative 48x and negative 66x. Negative 114x, and my last term is in the bottom right, and that's 144. So this would be the product of the functions shown in that coordinate grid. Okay, so again, not necessarily hard, but tedious and a lot of room to make a mistake. Starting with graphing your lines, then foiling, then the box method, then combining like terms. There's plenty of room for error. Okay, so again, make sure you're triple checking your work. Okay, questions on number 1 on the back. Alright, number 2 you will see again, so make sure you pay attention. This is now going to be a geometry application of what we're doing. Okay, so you are trying to create a gift box for a holiday present from an 8 by 12 inch sheet of construction paper. So y'all bear with me, but pretend this is 8 by 12. Okay, you decide to do this by cutting squares of side length X from each of the 4 corners of the construction paper, and then folding up the remaining sides to form the box without the lid. So we're just wanting the bottom of your box. Okay, write a function v of x in standard form to represent the volume of the box in terms of x. Okay, so we're seeing how much we can put in our box. So if this is my 8 by 10 inch construction paper, or 8 by 12, sorry, inch construction paper, I'm cutting out squares at each of my corners that have side length x. Okay, so there's square 1. Maybe these are even, probably not. You'll have a problem like this on your test, so just pay attention. Okay, so I cut out my 4 squares on my paper. Now, if I wanted to, I could fold it so that I made the bottom of my box. Hopefully, boxes are made way better than this. Because, yikes. Okay, but y'all see how it created the bottom, just without the lid. Okay, so, now think about this and what we did. Okay, this is my 8-inch side, this is my 12-inch side. Now that I've cut these pieces out, okay, how would I denote what the measure of this side is now? 12 minus 2x, and what would be the other one? 8 minus 2x, because I took some side length x and I cut it out in the form of a square. Okay, so I have x and x is what I cut out on every corner. Okay, so one side would be 12 minus 2x, and the other side would be 8 minus 2x, because I've removed that measure. Okay, folding my paper back up. What is the height of my box? X, okay, because whatever I cut out over here is now my height. Okay, so my height is x. Doesn't matter which one you use as your length or your width. Okay, and then how do you find the volume of a prism? Multiply them all together. Okay, so I have x times 12 minus 2x times 8 minus 2x. Do you need to use the box method for this? I mean, if you really want to, but if you just have binomials and distributing, you should be able to do it without drawing a box. Okay, so let's distribute first. X times 12, 12x, x times negative 2x. Okay, so now I have 2 binomials that I need to FOIL. Okay, 12 times 8. Oh, sorry, 12x. 12x times 8. 96x. 12x times negative 2x. Okay, take your next term now. Negative 2x squared times 8. And last but not least, negative 2x squared times negative 2x. Awesome. Okay, we want to make sure we're in standard form, so we need to flop the order here. Okay, so I start with 4x cubed. How does my middle combine? Not 30. 40. And then you would be in inches cubed because it's volume. Any questions on that application problem? Because you'll see it again. Any questions on any of the notes? Alright, so how do we feel? Thumbs up if we're good, down if we're not, middle if you're like, eh. Okay, so a lot of thumbs up. It's tedious. I know it's not necessarily the most exciting thing to do. Okay. However, on your homework, that's the other page you picked up. I would focus on maybe doing one of every kind. So like do an addition one, do a subtraction one, do a product, do an application, do one of the lines on the back. Okay, just kind of do one of each and jump around. Okay. The answers are on the board. If you need any help while you work, let me know. You have 20 minutes.